Imagine riding through the countryside on what looks like a simple tricycle, and then realizing it's actually a fully functional tiny home on wheels. This incredible bicycle camper combines the freedom of cycling with the comfort of a compact mobile living space, creating one of the most unique transportation ideas you could ever see. At first glance, it looks like a miniature vintage caravan mounted directly onto a three-wheel bike frame, but once you look closer, you begin to notice how cleverly every inch of space has been designed. The entire setup feels like something from the future mixed with classic retro camping style. The front section is built around a sturdy bicycle frame with comfortable handlebars and a front basket for carrying essentials. The large basket adds practicality because it allows the rider to store groceries, tools, water bottles, or small travel items while still keeping the vehicle lightweight and balanced. The bicycle itself appears to use a reinforced tricycle design instead of a standard two-wheel bicycle. That extra wheel is extremely important because it gives the camper stability and helps support the weight of the tiny house mounted behind the rider. The camper body has a charming vintage appearance with smooth cream-colored exterior panels and curved edges that resemble old-fashioned caravans from the 1960s. The rounded roof design is not just for style. Curved shapes improve aerodynamics and help reduce wind resistance while riding. This matters because moving a tiny home with pedal power requires the vehicle to be as efficient as possible. Even small design choices can make a huge difference when it comes to energy and comfort. One of the first things you notice is the side door positioned perfectly in the center of the camper. Despite the tiny size, the door gives the structure the appearance of a real mobile house. The small window built into the door allows natural light inside while also making the camper feel more open and welcoming. The curtains inside the windows add privacy and create a cozy atmosphere, turning this little vehicle into a peaceful personal space instead of just a transportation machine. The camper section appears compact from the outside, but tiny homes are all about smart space usage. Inside, there is likely enough room for a small sleeping area, compact storage shelves, and maybe even a foldable seating section. Since the camper sits above the rear wheels, the elevated structure creates additional room underneath for storage compartments or mechanical systems. Designers of these tiny bicycle campers often use hidden spaces under benches or floors to maximize functionality without making the vehicle larger or heavier. What makes this concept truly fascinating is how it combines sustainability with mobility. Traditional RVs and campers rely on gasoline or diesel engines, making them expensive to operate and harmful to the environment. But this pedal-powered camper removes most of those costs completely. Instead of fuel, the main source of power is human energy. Some modern versions could also include small electric assist motors powered by rechargeable batteries or solar panels, allowing riders to travel longer distances without exhausting themselves. The camper's compact dimensions make it perfect for slow travel adventures. Instead of rushing down highways at high speeds, this type of vehicle encourages a more relaxed lifestyle. You can imagine someone riding along lakes, forests, beaches, or countryside roads while carrying their entire home with them. It represents freedom in one of the simplest forms possible. There are no hotel reservations, no heavy traffic stress, and no giant parking problems. Wherever you stop, your tiny home stops with you. Another impressive feature is the lightweight construction. To make a bicycle camper practical, every material has to be carefully selected. Heavy steel would make pedaling almost impossible, so lightweight aluminum frames, composite panels, and thin insulated walls are usually used. The camper must remain durable enough to handle weather conditions while also staying light enough for efficient movement. Balancing strength and weight is one of the biggest engineering challenges behind vehicles like this. Ventilation is another important detail. Near the upper section of the camper, you can see a small vent system. That vent likely improves airflow inside the cabin, preventing the interior from becoming hot or humid. Tiny spaces need proper air circulation to remain comfortable, especially during warm weather or overnight sleeping. Some designs even include small roof fans powered by solar energy for continuous ventilation without draining batteries. The windows also play a major role in the camper's design. Large side windows allow daylight to enter, reducing the need for artificial lighting during daytime hours. Natural light makes small interiors feel much larger psychologically. The curtains provide privacy when parked or sleeping, transforming the camper into a secure little living space. Even though the structure is tiny, those details help create a sense of home. What's especially interesting is how this camper challenges modern ideas about housing and transportation. In many cities around the world, rent prices continue rising while living spaces become smaller and more expensive. Tiny mobile homes like this offer an alternative lifestyle focused on simplicity and minimalism. Instead of owning large houses filled with unnecessary items, some people prefer compact living that allows them to travel freely and reduce expenses. This design could also inspire future urban transportation systems. Cities are becoming crowded, parking spaces are disappearing, and fuel costs continue increasing. Compact eco-friendly vehicles with living capabilities could become more attractive in the future, especially for travelers, students, digital nomads, or people who enjoy off-grid lifestyles. The idea of combining transportation and housing into one efficient machine is incredibly innovative. The tricycle wheel setup is another smart engineering decision. Unlike standard bicycles, tricycles distribute weight more evenly and reduce the risk of tipping over. Since the camper body sits high above the rear section, stability becomes extremely important. The wider rear axle helps balance the load while giving the rider more confidence during turns or slow movement. Even when parked, the camper can remain stable without requiring additional supports. You can also imagine how customizable a tiny camper like this could become. Owners might install LED lighting, mini solar panels, portable cooking equipment, USB charging ports, foldable tables, or compact water storage systems. Some creators even design interiors with convertible furniture where beds transform into seating areas or storage units fold into walls. Every inch matters inside such a compact structure. The overall aesthetic of this bicycle camper is another reason why it captures attention so easily. It blends nostalgia with futuristic living ideas. The cream exterior panels, retro caravan curves, and classic bicycle styling create a warm and friendly appearance that feels almost storybook-like. Unlike large RVs that can appear intimidating, this tiny camper feels approachable and charming. People passing by would probably stop just to admire it or ask questions about how it works. One major advantage of such a vehicle is its ability to connect travelers with nature. Large campers often isolate people behind engines, air conditioning systems, and heavy machinery. But a pedal-powered tiny home keeps you close to the environment. You hear the birds, feel the wind, and experience every mile directly. Travel becomes slower, quieter, and more personal. Of course, living in a space this small would require adjustments. Storage would need to stay minimal, and every object would need a purpose. But for many people, that simplicity is actually appealing. It encourages freedom from clutter and focuses attention on experiences rather than possessions. Tiny living movements around the world continue growing because more people are searching for affordable and flexible ways to live. This camper tricycle represents creativity at its finest. It proves that transportation does not always need massive engines or complicated systems to be functional and inspiring. Sometimes the most fascinating inventions come from combining simple ideas in unexpected ways. A bicycle and a tiny house may seem completely unrelated.